seat, sip some wisdom, and stay a while. This is the Prosperity Lounge where growth gets personal. Step inside, we're breaking chains.
Good evening, everybody. We are back live in the studio here for 2 weeks off for the holidays. Hopefully, everybody had a great holiday, Christmas, New Year's, and everybody is back and ready to go. Howdy, everyone. This evening, got a great show in store. I'm so excited to talk to Denise from the Connection. This is going to be a lot of fun. So sit back, get ready. We're going to get started in a few minutes. I'll bring Denise up to say hello here. Get this up and working. There she is. Denise, how you doing? Awesome. Perfect. This is gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna learn a lot of stuff about what you guys are doing. I'm excited. All right, we got about 2 minutes till showtime. Everybody sit tight and relax. I might have to run out there and help Vance with something. I will be right back. I mean, yeah, I was have one set. Welcome back, everybody. Eric here. We're gonna get started. All right, so I'm gonna pop you off the screen here. I love the disclaimer they play. Yeah, they play the disclaimer now. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Prosperity Lounge, where growth gets personal and hope meets freedom. I'm Joey Ruffalo, and if you're joining us today, welcome back. This is our first show after our 2 week, man, it felt like forever, holiday break. And I hope you all have a meaningful Christmas, a great New Year, and a little time to reset because we've got a lot of things coming your way in 2026. While you all were resting and you guys were all opening up presents and celebrating the New Year, I was hard at work on the computer, slaving away, editing videos, checking out some new things to offer you guys in the new year. And we are, man, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So before we get started, I want to thank our prosperity partners. Prosperity partners help make the show grow and get to more eyes and ears, as they say. First, we have LaPera Insurance. LaPera Insurance, call 865-252-0480. That's 865-252-0480. You can email Joe at jlapera, JLAPERA, at farmersagent.com. Use promo code radio, and the first 10 quotes this month get a free gift card. Absolutely amazing. Awesome. And Build Business Solutions for all your business needs. Contact them today and use the promo code Make Business Make Sense for a free consultation. You can find all of these partners on our partners page at theprosperitylounge.com and click on our partners tab, and you'll go right there and get all our information. And if you haven't been to the website, I encourage you to go to the website and sign up for our free, 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 free community. Did I mention it's free? It's free. It's magically free. That's right. Magically free. And it's free. You'll get access to me. You'll get access to other people in the community talking about personal finance, talking about small business growth, leadership, community, faith, everything. Access to CEOs, people just like yourself. Anybody wants to ask questions, it's in there. It's free. Did I mention it's free? It's a great value. And I'm a financial guy and I know value. You also get access to our courses in there. We got a free course in there. We got a bunch of downloads, like our 8-step action guide to stop living paycheck to paycheck. You get that free too, just for signing up for the community. Lots of stuff going on. We talked about this a little bit before the end of the year. We have our Prosperity Partner Program. Our Prosperity Partner Program is designed to connect listeners with people and organizations doing meaningful work. So what that means is if you're looking for somebody that's doing something and you're not really sure where to go to the Prosperity Lounge Partners. It's prosperityloungepartners.com. Uh, Wait, make sure I give you the right email address on that one. Prosperitypartnersdirectory.com. Sorry, I have so many email addresses. But go to the prosperitylounge.com and just click on directory. That's probably the easiest thing. There you go, guys. Do that. And you take it to our directory and you can find people that are doing financial planning, insurance, taxes, anything you need, service industry or more. It's there. And we're growing that list every day. We're up to 120 businesses right now and growing. If you have a business that wants to get aligned with us, you can add your business out there for free. And the running theme of free. I love that. Also, we just expanded our show big time. So we're here Friday night, live on the radio, live on the YouTube, live streaming at the Prosperity Lounge YouTube channel, having a great time. And we're also on Wednesdays and Mondays. Why I said it that way, I'm not sure. I should have said Monday, Wednesday. I'll say Monday, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. Live chat, and right afterwards, a live takeaway with our guest co-hosting that night. Whoever I'm interviewing will be there to answer your questions. So this past week, we had on Wednesday, we had Chris McGarrah from Logos.com. Logos is the largest Bible platform software in the world, and they gave all of my listeners a free promo code, a 60-day extended. If you want to know what that is, you can click on the link in YouTube or go to the Prosperity Lounge and you can find the link there in the show notes. I encourage you to check it out. It's a great, great offer. And we also add a new daily show. My gosh, I don't know where I have the time. Every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m., our new daily show is on YouTube and on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Pandora, anywhere you listen to your favorite podcast, called Daily Dose of Prosperity. Get a quick 5-minute or less tidbit tip takeaway for the day, get you started, get you going, get you thinking. I say in the intro, I don't want to waste your time, and I don't. So check it out. You can find it everywhere that you listen to your favorite podcast, along with the main show, the Prosperity Lounge. It's all there. Appreciate you subscribing and checking everything out. Now, Tonight's conversation is a reminder that prosperity doesn't always show up as a number on a spreadsheet. Sometimes prosperity shows up as relief, as joy, as memories that carry families through the hardest seasons of their life. In the 1980s, a group of volunteers at the East Tennessee Children's Hospital noticed something powerful. Kids in hospital beds weren't talking about diagnoses or treatments. They were talking about dreams, family trips, meeting heroes, going somewhere magical once they got better. But the reality was, most families had poured everything they had into medical care, leaving very little room for fun, travel, or joy. These volunteers asked a simple question: someone should make these dreams happen. And then they realized that they were the someone. That moment led to the creation of the Dream Connection, a 100% volunteer run nonprofit founded in 1985, serving children ages 3 through 18 with chronic life-altering conditions. For 40 years, they've helped make more than 700 dreams come true for children across 16 counties here in East Tennessee, with 100% of the donations going directly to fulfilling those dreams. Joining me tonight is Denise Rowe, Vice President of the Dream Connection. We're going to talk about dignity, dreams, community, and why creating positive memories can change everything, not just for children, but for entire families. Denise, thank you so much for pulling up a chair inside the Prosperity Lounge.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
This is going to be a lot of fun. We had a great conversation leading up to this, and it was funny. We met not that long ago, actually, probably about a month or
About a
so
month
ago
ago. Mhm.
at a random chamber event. And I was like, what is this thing that's been around for 40 years that I have not heard of?
Well, let me tell you.
You can tell me.
Your intro actually was great. The Dream Connection, we are a group of all volunteers, and we make dreams come true for kids that are sick. Um, and we've for 40 years, actually, this is our 40th year.
Crazy.
How I came to the Dream Connection, I actually had never heard about it as well. My son Ethan in 2014 was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, and a few months into his treatment, his social worker referred us, and the Dream Connection contacted us and said we'd like to do a dream for Ethan, and that was the first I had heard about them. And to this day, I think his dream was one of the more different dreams that we've done over the years. We've done all kinds of dreams. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, later. But
Got a
um,
good peek now.
yes, his Beth Milam, who was our president, she actually was his dream captain. Her and John Milam back then were his dream captains. Um, so, unfortunately, he did pass away a few months after his dream was completed. But one of his wishes for me to continue to honor him and to say his name and to remind people about him, he wanted me to volunteer with the Dream Connection. So I took a little over a year off to just kind of catch my breath. And then I started volunteering with the Dream Connection as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because I saw firsthand exactly what they did, and it's incredible.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss, but
you.
through that loss, it's brought you probably so much more joy.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's truly a blessing to be part of this
Yeah.
organization and put smiles on kids' faces when they're going through, sometimes life or death situations, and their young minds are just, they're all so happy, so grateful and thankful. It's quite refreshing,
Now, you weren't there 4 years ago when you guys first started, but
40 years ago. Yes. No, I was not. I've only been with them about 8 years.
I'm sure there's some people around that have been there since.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Stories
Mhm.
about it.
Mhm. We have a lot. Actually, John Milam, who was one of Ethan's dream captains, he has been involved since 1985.
Wow.
We have quite a few board members that have been around that long and continue to do dreams.
Have they shared anything that you can share with the audience about those early days, about getting started and getting off the ground, and what that kind of looked like, rounding up some volunteers? Because it sounds like
Rounding it, that's always
from the East Tennessee Children's Hospital, people connected with that, but they need to go into the community.
absolutely
Other
Yeah.
people excited
like-minded
the
and
opportunity to
right,
volunteer that are like-minded, but maybe don't have a direct connection to
right,
somebody involved.
right. Yeah, getting volunteers and fundraising are always going to be the top two things that are the toughest. And I believe that was true back then as well.
Mhm.
But when your heart is in it, if there's a will, there's a way. And they wanted to see this happen. And BJ Price actually is the person who started the Dream Connection, and he had a very clear mission.
When those kids talked about in the early days, they talked about dreams as instead of treatments. Yeah, I'm sure that's still the same mantra
Mhm.
40 years later.
Sure.
What do you think that revealed about what families were really needing, or just in general nowadays? I mean, just be in the beginning they were needing that, but obviously they still do. And we're talking about that.
Mhm.
It's a mindset thing. It's a change. We talked
Yes.
about this having a something to look forward to.
Absolutely. Right.
Yeah.
Even as adults, you and I, when we're going through hard things, or maybe we've experienced illnesses or hardships in our life, it's always a blessing to have something to look forward to, or to get a break from whatever's going on in your life. And when you're a kid, you don't really understand why you're in the hospital, why this is happening to you, why you're so sick. So giving them a dream, and sometimes they're travel dreams, but not necessarily. It gives them something to look forward to and something to create memories for them and their families.
There's that powerful moment when volunteers realize they were the someone.
Mhm.
What did that take to move that compassion to action, do you think?
It's pretty easy when you meet the kids.
I know the answer.
Yeah, it really is. It just kind of happens. They're so, like I said, they're thankful and they're grateful and they're smiling. And one of the first things that we do when we meet our dream child is we actually sit down with the child and the family, and we discuss with them what they love, what they enjoy doing, what their favorite cartoons are, what their favorite color. I mean, everything, from A to Z. We try to learn as much as we can about the child. And in doing that, you get to know them, you get to know their families, and you fall in love with these kids. Um, it just happens really easily.
That's great. You guys are very important for you to be rooted in community,
Absolutely.
not just charity.
Right.
Walk me through the difference in that, because I want, as someone who's curious, that start of, all right, I want to start a charity, I want to start a nonprofit, but you guys didn't just start a charity or nonprofit, you started a community.
The community started local, of course. We serve children in Knoxville and the surrounding counties. Um, and I think it's important. It's important to remember that these families, the challenges that they're going through, they need support from their community. They need support from family, from friends, from strangers. And I think being able to get to know them and you know um, give them something to look forward to and a respite from whatever they're going through peace, even if it only lasts a few days or a few weeks or however long. It's giving them peace to keep going because their battle's not over.
Absolutely.
They have to keep going.
Absolutely. You serve children between the ages of 3 and 18.
Correct.
And I want to make sure I got it right. It's
Mhm.
chronically debilitating.
Chronically debilitating illnesses.
Okay.
A lot of the children that we serve are cancer kiddos from Children's Hospital, but we also serve children with spina bifida, Down syndrome. So many different diseases out there that really affect their day-to-day lives. Their day-to-day life does not look like a healthy child. Um, so we want to celebrate those children and serve them.
When working with these children and the families, how do you guys approach the work in a way that protects the dignity and hope of those situations?
Each child is different. Each family is different. So each child is assigned a dream captain and then a co-captain. So there's two captains.
Okay.
So kind of a checks and balances there to make sure we're approaching everything correctly, to make sure we're hitting all buttons. Um, it's it's easy to do it when it comes from your heart and it comes from a loving spot.
Mhm.
Um, you want to make these dreams come true. So I mean, I'm not going to say we don't have situations like that, but when our hearts are in it, we want to do anything and everything that we can to make that dream come true.
We talked earlier about being very intentional with language, which is why I was kind of making sure I said the right phrase.
Sure.
And for people out there that are listening, obviously being intentional with language, not just in your situation, but just in general in life, is a good practice to have.
It is just to be sensitive of others and sensitive of what they're going through.
Absolutely.
Right.
In your situation, in the realm of the dream connection, why does it matter so much for families walking through these seasons to make sure that we are very intentional with language?
These children don't realize they're different.
Mm.
They're growing up just like all of the kids.
Yeah.
So it's important that we treat them that way
Okay.
so that they feel special. Obviously they do know they spend a lot of time in the hospital
Sure.
or whatnot, but they're just kids.
Yeah.
And kids are kids, period.
The kids, the kids I think are more intuitive than we kind of
100%.
they know exactly what's going on
100%.
more than we think they do.
Which is why we specifically want to meet with the child, talk to the child, hear from the child what their dream is.
Mm.
Sometimes parents, they may want XYZ and might persuade, the child to also want XYZ.
Yeah.
But we want to hear what the child wants because that is our mission, is to serve that child.
You know, it's something where the kid wants a day at the zoo and mom got on a cruise.
Exactly. Exactly. And sometimes we have to walk that line and we just have to figure it out. But through intentional conversations with the child, you do figure it out.
Yeah, and in that process, you're not just supporting the child, you're supporting the entire family through the dream experience.
100%. Yeah.
What are some ways besides the actual organization and implementation of the dream that you guys support the family through the process?
So, again, because we are getting to know the families and we are creating that relationship with them, I know as a dream captain for me, I have a lot of different resources that I can share with them as far as getting help with. My heart is with cancer kids because my child had cancer. And there are other parents also that are on the board that have come over to our side and that are now on the board, and their hearts are in different places as well. But I think being able to create those relationships with them, we can be there for them in the future. If they have a question or need help with something, most of us have the resources that we can freely help those families.
So the impact that you guys have goes far beyond
It does.
the dream itself. You're there pre-dream, post-dream, forever.
And some families welcome those relationships and they want to carry on friendships with us afterwards, but not all families are like that. So, yeah, and that's okay. That's just a preference in some people. But I try really, really hard to maintain friendships with my dream families because I know personally what they're going through. I know where they've been. I understand. You
You
know,
walked in their shoes.
I've walked in their shoes,
Yeah.
and especially with bereaved
Mhm.
families, I can be there to support them as
Yeah.
well.
What kind of impact do you see the dream having on siblings? And second part would be the parents as well. When that dream becomes something they can all share together.
I can speak firsthand for
Okay.
this. So my son Ethan, his dream was to go to VAT19 headquarters. VAT19.com is a online store. I don't know if you would call it a store. They have crazy things like 50-pound gummy bears,
Okay.
battery operated unicycles, like really craziest things you can think of.
Is that later?
Yeah, VAT19.com. And he wanted to go to their headquarters. That was what his dream was. But because Beth and John had gotten to know Ethan, they knew he loved football as well. So their headquarters was in St. Louis. At the time, the Rams were still there.
Okay.
So they made sure that Ethan and Logan, our entire family, had sideline passes to the Rams. The Rams were playing the Steelers that night. So we got to go to a game and experience that and meet all the players. Yeah. My younger son, Logan, was 10 at the time. He had a blast. He had a blast. He still remembers it today, talks about it today. And those are memories that, we created, that the Dream Connection created for us and our family. And let me say this, the Steelers, they travel well. There were more Steelers fans there than there were Rams fans, yes. The game was fabulous. They treated us so wonderfully. And then the next day, we went to Mat 19, and because they had never experienced anything like that, doing a dream for a child, they again had never heard of us. They were arms wide open. They let both Ethan and Logan go through their warehouse with a cart and load it up full of junk, and they shipped it to us.
Okay.
They showed them how they make their videos, how they do their promotional items, and all that stuff. It was just a super fun experience, and we have pictures from that, and we talk about it all the time. And Logan, it was a big trip for Logan. He really enjoyed it as well. Yeah.
Big question I have: you guys are still Rams fans?
Well, now Logan, he's a Texans fan.
Okay.
I don't know that we were ever really Rams fans, but we're definitely a football family, and we definitely love football. So going to the game was like major highlight for us.
I love that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Because like you said, you have that impact for years.
absolutely. We'll never forget it.
Yeah.
We will never forget it. I mean, everything was taken care of down to when we arrived back in Knoxville and we pulled out of the parking garage at McGee Tyson. That was paid for. We didn't spend a penny of our own money,
Wow.
and it was fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
You might have mentioned at the beginning, maybe not. When did Nathan passed?
Ethan passed December 16th of 2015.
2015.
Mhm.
Okay. And the dream was, when did that occur?
It occurred in October of 2015.
Okay, so before.
Right before.
Now, we had talked a little bit about the impact of kind of what you were saying, the stress and living in hospitals and
Oh, it's
doctors and
unbelievable.
doctors.
It's terrible. Mm-hmm.
You're in this world and being able to step outside, having a memory of something different that's enjoyable to look back on. You know, we get that with, you look back at like a parent that maybe passed away or they're elderly, you don't think about the illness they've gone through or the suffering they might have gone. You think about all the fun you've had with them.
Right.
When somebody's born young, they're born young, they're diagnosed at a young age or born with something, and you don't know anything different. You
Right.
don't get to experience, dare I say, a normal life. And this is normal for you guys, but it's not, it's different. Being able to step outside of that and see, where do I want to go with this, Denise? Do you ever think, from your experience going through that, like a sense of this is what it could have been, or are you happy with how it?
With his diagnosis.
Are you happy with how it was? And that's the wrong way of saying it. I'm live stumbling through my words right now because I'm trying to check emotion in my mind and my heart as I'm saying it. You guys went through a tough spell. You guys got to see some fun, have a great experience, and have that memory. Trade it for anything. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
No, I wouldn't.
Sweet, love that.
Yeah, no, I absolutely would not. And
Help me out.
yeah, my husband and Logan would say the same thing.
Yeah.
It was at that time when we went on the trip, we knew Ethan was terminal. We had been told that there wasn't anything else that they could do.
So you kind of have an idea.
So we were in a pretty dark place. So no, I wouldn't trade those memories in that trip for anything.
Gotcha. You got a chance to live it up.
Yep, we did. We did for 4 days. It was fabulous.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to, the mindset. Sometimes you're in a dark space, like you said, and you get this little bit of light that I think you can hold on to, this hope of there's something on the other side for all of us, whether that is life without our loved one, but see, we kind of, the cloudiness kind of goes and we move on. There are memories of this fantastic experience and what again, quote unquote, normal life would have been like for just a fleeting moment. We have that to kind of go with, but most people wouldn't trade what they've gone through. That's normal for them. That's their experience. That's what they've gotten, and that's. So I'm trying to be careful with the words. Words matter. Like I talked about earlier, I'm trying to be careful with.
Admittedly, leading up to the trip, I was nervous. There were moments when I thought, oh gosh, we can't do this. I can't take him away from Children's Hospital right now. He's so critical right now. He's on so much medication. I think, it was upwards of 20 different pills that he was taking every day. So I was nervous about taking him out of town and away from the hospital for that. But again, so glad we went. Wouldn't trade it.
He was how old at the time?
He was 11 when we went on the trip.
Okay.
He turned 12 November 27th of 2015 and then passed December 16th.
Okay.
Just had turned 12.
And was he born with a diagnosis or he developed?
No, he was not. He was diagnosed in December of 2014.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm doing the math right. That's a year.
He fought really hard for 1 year. Wow. Yeah, 1 year. By the time he was diagnosed, it was metastatic, so it had spread. And it had spread to several parts of his body. So he had an uphill battle from the beginning.
Sure.
Yeah.
Was there something? I'm kind of getting a little off track, but not necessarily. Because I think this is important kind of road to go down. Was there some signs that he was exhibiting that he was sick?
No.
Okay.
The only sign we had was his amazing football coach that called me He called me one day and he said, "Hey, is Ethan feeling okay? He seems like he's pulling off the line a little bit slower. He's not moving as fast and just doesn't seem excited." And I said, "No, he's fine. As far as I know, everything's fine." And then the random fevers started. And then he actually got injured at a football game, which triggered the Ewings. It triggered it. And that's how Ewings works.
Oh, wow.
It's a gene mutation, and blunt trauma most likely is what triggers it. Um, and he got hit on the side of the knee, and a little pump knot came up behind his knee. So we took him to the orthopedic doctor, and they said it was a hematoma.
Mhm.
I mean, that's what it looked like.
Sure.
He'd gotten hit, but it wasn't. It was actually his first tumor was behind his knee.
Wow.
Yeah. So it took us about 4 weeks to get his diagnosis.
I assume based on that lump was not going away. You kept pursuing, right?
Right.
What's going on here?
Right. He was actually doing physical therapy on it and everything. They were massaging it and everything, and turns out it was a tumor.
Wow.
Yeah. It happens with kids a lot. They get misdiagnosed a lot because they're kids. They have
Sure.
growing pains, they fall a lot, they get injured. It happens a lot with kids.
So you as a parent, and this is probably a lesson for parents out there, is to be vigilant about
Oh, 100%.
what's going on
Yeah.
and to keep,
Be your child's advocate, your best
because
advocate. Mhm.
you never know if it's just a bump or it's something more. Is there any recommendations that are in the, I don't want to say lexicon, but are out there maybe in the medical? I don't know what I'm trying to say, Denise. I don't have kids.
You don't want to live in fear. You don't want to be looking all the time for
Right. I
something
guess what I was
to be
going to say
wrong.
is
Mhm.
something
I
that
think I
people
knew
should
where
be
you were going with
doing
that. Yeah.
on a consistent basis with doctors, with testing and stuff for things, or just
Most
kind
of
of
those
just
things you just can't test
got
for.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's no need. There's no need really to test for it until something comes up.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you guys had a dream. Powerful. Timing works out. I want to talk a little bit about when that dream happens. Can be just as important as what the dream is.
Oh, absolutely. So there's treatment plans involved. If it's a travel dream, we need to get permission from the child's physician just to make sure that it is okay that they travel. Because if they're right in the middle of a chemo treatment or radiation treatment, or we certainly don't want to mess any of that up or change any of that. So timing is everything for a lot of these dreams.
Yeah, I was going to say about the timing part of it.
Right.
How does the anticipation itself become part of the healing or emotional support for the families?
Anticipation of the dream coming up.
Yeah.
Well, think about when you've got a trip coming up. If you've got a beach trip or something coming up,
That's true.
you're excited about
My
it.
mind just goes to mush for a while.
Right.
I'm excited about it.
Right. So you're anticipating it coming up. You're excited about it. You're thinking about all the fun things that you're going to do while you're on the trip. Same thing applies. Just in a child's mind, is probably even a little more colorful than what ours as adults would be. But it's the same anticipation.
What are some things that might change for families when they have something joyful to look forward to during these difficult seasons, especially maybe from your own experience when you guys were getting ready to do your dream, emotionally, like you're going on and knowing Ethan's terminal.
In our case, we did know that Ethan was
Their trip.
right. This is our trip. But again, not all families. A, their children are not terminal. B, they don't know that at that point. So they're really just looking forward to, and our goal is to have them take their mind off the hospital, the doctors, the pokes, the x-rays, the MRIs, the CAT scans, PET scans, all of that stuff, just to forget about it or even just for a week. Or, if it's not a travel dream, just give them something new and exciting. Some kids, we've had kids want new computers. That gives them something to play on, something to learn, just take their mind off the obvious.
And these also give families a way or a different way to connect or reconnect outside of the commonality of there's an illness that we all rally around. Now we have other things to connect over.
Right.
And that probably shapes a lot of family dynamics.
It does. Because normally when you have a child in treatment, mom or dad is with the child at all of the hospital visits, overnight stays, and then the other parent is at home with the other children. So there's a big gap there. So there's a lot of time where the siblings are apart because they can't go to the hospital all the time. I can remember I let Logan stay out of school way more than I should have, just so that he could come hang with his brother in the hospital. So when you've got mom in one spot, dad in another, there's a disconnect there, and then with the siblings as well. So to have them be able to come together, certainly on a trip dream, is good for the family dynamic as well.
Now, all these trip dreams don't run themselves. They couldn't operate without volunteers.
Absolutely. We plan it from start to finish. That's the best part about it. It's so much fun.
Yeah, after 40 years now, this is your 40th year, 100% volunteer run.
100%. We have no paid positions, 0 paid positions. We all have normal jobs, Monday through Friday or whatever. We just volunteer and plan dreams.
That's got to be so much fun.
It is.
I'll ask you about that in a second.
Yeah.
Why, we kind of touched at the beginning about there has been charity and community driven, but just the model of being 100% volunteer run. Why has that been so important to protect for the organization?
Our hearts are in it, and I think there's different expectations when you work for a nonprofit that has salary paid individuals. Those individuals have different expectations, and things are expected of them as well. When you're all volunteer, we're all in it together. Nobody outshines anybody. Nobody, makes more than anybody else. We just all have a common goal of the child.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
No agendas.
No agendas.
One.
And that's the child.
Yeah. I assume that having that model when you're going out for donation, fundraising, that has to directly impact the ability to fundraise, because
it does.
That 100% of what I'm giving you directly, child.
And we're proud of it. We're proud that we're able to say that literally every penny that we raise goes towards the dream. We have a generous donor that pays our administrative costs, like stamps, things like that, those miscellaneous things. We have a generous donor that takes care of all that. So literally every penny that we raise goes to a dream.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you guys have local business, like you said, local businesses, community partners, playing a role in helping the dreams come true.
We have our meetings, our monthly meetings at Senior Financial Group. They donate their ordering for us. Yeah. So, and we depend on things like that as well. Anything that the community wants to offer us, absolutely. We will absolutely take that help.
And this also helps you recruit more people into the mission.
Sure.
If they're knowing that, hey, 100% of what I'm doing, I'm donating the time, energy is all going into the mission itself.
Local. So these are local children that we serve. So there are lots of wonderful national organizations that people donate to, and that's wonderful. But you never really know when you send that check where it's going. Is it going to somebody's salary? Is it really going to what I think it's going to? But with us, because we're local, we're all volunteers, there's none of that. You know that it's helping make a dream come true.
Yeah, the worst thing you want to see is you donate to a charity, and then you see the CEO's salary, and they're driving a brand new Mercedes,
Right.
and you're like, man,
It hurts a little, stings a little,
it's just a little bit.
So, and I think in today's world, we want to know where our money is going, and we're proud to be able to say that.
Now, as someone who has been volunteering for
8 years.
8 years,
Mhm.
for someone listening tonight, what does volunteering look like on a
So we have,
regular basis?
okay, we have 2 boards. We have an advisory board, and then we have our regular board members. So, board members are, always going to be the dream captains. Advisory board members are co-captains. They help us out along the way. It's always good to have the checks and balances there, and it's always good to have 2 people planning a trip versus 1, because somebody may think of something else that the other did not think about. Um, Volunteering can be just helping us at our fundraisers, helping us decorate, or helping us go out and ask the community for money for fundraising. Um, a lot of times it's about who you know and who you're comfortable
Sure.
approaching, saying, "Hey, let me tell you about the Dream Connection. Let me tell you what they do. Would you like to donate toward it?" Um, that's one way to volunteer. Sometimes we have dreams where we build tree houses, or we need help. We need help actually with the construction. So a lot of times we will partner with people here in the community, companies here in the community that will donate their time or material or labor. But sometimes we do the work ourselves. So, we're always looking for people. Yeah. So we've built a couple of tree houses. We've even done pools before. So we depend on the knowledge of people we know that can help us with those things.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, we've done all kinds of things.
Yeah. You also partner with organizations like Give Kids the World.
We do. For our Disney Dreams, we always go through Give Kids the World.
What is that partnership, and how does that partnership add to the experience for families?
It's phenomenal. I don't know if you had a chance to look at their website or not, but so Give Kids the World, they provide housing for them while they're there, so they get to stay on site there at Give Kids the World. They have their own little cabin type thing, and it's a resort in itself. So there's swimming pools, there's activities, horseback riding, you name it. And it's all geared toward disabled children. So every child can participate in most of the activities that are going on there. They include park tickets, so they could do Universal Studios one day, they could do SeaWorld one day, they could do Magic Kingdom the next day, or they may just take a day where they hang out there at Give Kids the World and do the different activities that they have planned for the day. So, and we have some families that, spend more time at Give Kids the World than they do the parks, because once they get there and they see how much there is to do, they do that as well. But they meet them at the airport. They make them feel like royalty. It's great, great organization.
We had a good conversation around this topic a little bit, where we were talking about families being able to be around other families at the same time they're going through the journey, they're going through their dreams, maybe being around other families who are experiencing the same type of illness. We were in a small rural community,
Right.
16 counties in Tennessee. Maybe Knox County might be a little of an outlier, but this world where an illness would be the only one
Mhm.
person shut
Sure.
up with it. You
Right.
go to your Disney World, family, like, hey,
Yeah.
we got food. Oh my gosh, I can connect. And it's different than just connecting to a phone call or Zoom, connecting in person.
Right.
Without
Right.
connect that way. And I can imagine that there's some
Lots of friendships made.
friendships that built
Lots of friends. I've had several of my dream families tell me that they've made lots of friendships there.
great.
It is great. Yeah.
Gives those families a little bit of or
Mhm.
that coming back home, because there might be something that is, you know, they're doing over here that seems to be a little bit of relief in some way. And I never thought about here.
Right.
We're gonna do that as bus out, what that looks like in the scope of things.
Right. You can feel very isolated when your child is in treatment. So to be able to, talk to others is very comforting.
Yeah, reduce that isolation for the child.
Mhm.
It's so we talk here on the show on financial issues and stuff like that. And one of the things I talked about was death driving isolation. But I've had people talk about the devil in isolation, deep dark thoughts coming in isolation, things like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
When you're isolated, that's when the worst of you comes out in your mind and your
Right.
processes. So being around people that are going to show you a little bit of light
Mhm.
to show that you're isolated, man, that's just as powerful as
It really is. It can bring you out of a very dark place. I was in a dark place when we had our dream with Ethan, and it did pull me out of that and help me to get through the next few months.
I'm sure it also a big 5 pound sugar rush.
Oh, you wouldn't believe the junk I came home with. It was quite remarkable. Yeah.
Did you keep some of that as if you don't do your homework, you can't eat the gummy? Like you
Oh, no.
can't.
No, I let him let him have it. And your thought process kinda changes then too, 'cause, it was Ethan's dream, and it was all about him, and then, of course, they included his brother, so it was all about those 2. Whatever
Yeah,
they wanted, whatever,
I love
let
that.
him have it. Yep.
And you kind of touched this a little bit, but what's some of the feedback that families give when they return from their experiences?
Oh my goodness. If it's a beach trip or we've had celebrities that um Steph Curry, um, just
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
yeah, yeah, we were able to pull that off. Steph Curry, dude perfect. So it's not always Disney, and it's not always, we do shopping sprees and things like that. What was your question? I'm sorry.
Oh, it was feedback that families often give.
Okay. It's always a good experience. It's always a happy experience, because I think for mom and dad, seeing their child smile through the whole time brings them so much joy, and certainly their other kids as well. But the feedback is always, they had a blast. They love it. They're so thankful.
I want to talk about Steph Curry for a second because
Yeah.
you mentioned it when we first met as well. It's the non-traditional. You said about half of children Disney
Yeah.
get a
Disney's probably our number one. Yeah.
most unique one so far with Steph Curry.
Steph Curry and Dude Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. I don't know if you
I
have
know Dude
heard of
Perfect. Yeah. Trick shot.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Gosh.
yeah. And that was, I was actually co-captain on that dream. And that was literally, it, Carolyn heard it's about reaching out to the community again, back to community. Hey, does anybody have a connection to Steph Curry? You know,
Yeah.
anybody, anything. It can be just a very small connection. And through those connections, you can make that happen. So when Carolyn found out we had a connection to Perfect, we had about 3 or 4 hours to plan the trip and get them there. Like, it happened really, really fast, so that was a little stressful.
Wow.
But to see how well they treated our dream child and their family. What a wonderful time they had. It was so worth it. So worth it. Yeah.
You guys are celebrating your 40th year.
We are. We have our gala coming up April 30th at Box 10.
They started that 40 years.
That's a lot of families. Mm-hmm.
When you reflect on that journey, you weren't around for 40 years.
No.
What kind of reflection you look back on the journey? What stands out most for you?
The love that the Dream Connection in general and all of the board members and volunteers, the love that they've poured into all of these dream families, that's what stands out to me.
What is your hope for the Dream Connection in the next
40 more years?
10, 20 years?
I hope it's around for 40 more years. I firmly believe that it will be, simply because of what we do and who we serve. And, my hope is that we continue to do dreams and make kids happy.
Tell us a bit about this 40th anniversary. I always say gala. People say gala.
Gala.
Tomato.
Right. I've heard it both ways.
Come buy tickets regardless.
Buy tickets regardless. There's sponsorship opportunities as well. Just buy a ticket. We also need one of the questions you asked me earlier about what does it look like to be a volunteer. We need auction items. So if people have items that they would like to donate to us for us to put in the silent auction or the live auction, that would be fabulous.
Perfect.
But again, you can go to the website to see the different sponsorship opportunities as well.
I visited the website. Mm-hmm. I saw a audacious goal on there of $100,000 raised.
Yeah, you can do it.
Why not?
Why not? It's for kids. Exactly. It's for kids and their families.
All that money go to the kids.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we're not afraid to put a big goal on there, because Knoxville is a pretty amazing community, and there in East Tennessee Children's Hospital it's a big hospital. There are a lot of sick kids there. So the dreams keep coming in. So we've got to have the fundraising to match those dreams.
So I got a couple quick questions from people who wrote in either beforehand on social media or in the chat. A couple here to wrap up. Mike and Farragut want to know, how do you decide which children receive a dream, and how does that process work? So
usually the social worker at the hospital that the child is being treated at does the referral for the child. They can also do a self-referral on our website. And the first step is that they are medically approved. Once we have physicians that are on our board that review their medical records to confirm that they are in fact, that they do qualify for the dream. And once they qualify for the dream medically, then it goes out to the board, and then we get board approval and get dream captains started. So really, it's as long as they meet the age requirements from 3 to 18 and they are medically approved, that's how we approve them.
And then let's see here. Kind of went over this a little bit, but it's kind of a combination here. Mark in West Knoxville and Emily in Halls have kind of a similar question. Okay. What kinds of volunteer opportunities are available for someone that wants to help? And do volunteers need special skills or just a willingness to serve?
Just the willingness to serve. We can find a place for you. If you have a heart for sick children, come on. We'll find a place for you. I like to invite people to come to our board meetings. We meet once a month. That kind of gives them an idea for how we handle the dreams and what we need volunteers for. So we meet the third Wednesday of every month.
Got it. Perfect. Well, I got some rapid fire questions for you.
Well, I have rapid fire answers for you.
These are specific to you, how we do this on the show. If you're new, Monday and Wednesday's episode, everybody gets the same 10 questions. And Friday, you get a fresh set based just for you.
Okay.
Okay. Number one, in one word, how would you describe the Dream Connections mission?
Loving.
Okay. What's something people often misunderstand about the families you serve?
Ooh.
Tough one.
Okay, come back to that one.
Okay.
I don't know.
What kind of dreams do children most often talk about?
Travel dreams. Disney.
Why does timing matter so much when it comes to fulfilling a dream?
When you have chronically debilitating disease and you're in treatment, certain times you just cannot go. Other times you've got a window, you've got to take advantage of that window.
What does being a 100% volunteer run organization allow you to do differently?
I think the expectations are different because with no paid positions, we're all in it together. No one works any harder than the other. We all have the same mission.
What moment during a dream experience stays with you the most?
Meeting the child for the first time and telling them they're going to have a dream.
We kind of answered this one earlier, but how has partnership with organizations like Give Kids the World expanded what's possible for families?
It's crucial. It just allows us to be good stewards of other people's money when they fundraise. When we fundraise and we're asking for money, we want to make every dollar count. So
Absolutely.
anytime that we can get anything over to us for free from the business, we try to take advantage of that for sure.
What does reaching 40 years and 1,100 dreams mean to you personally?
Personally, it makes me proud to be a part of an organization that loves on kids so well.
What gives you hope on an emotionally heavy day?
God gives me hope.
Love that.
Second to that would be knowing that I'm able to do good and that other board members with me are able to do good for sick kids.
And what is your personal definition of prosperity?
Oh, that's a deep question.
Ooh,
Mm,
good one.
it is a good one.
Need to put you on the spot.
Yeah, no. Come back to it.
Well, that's it. There's no other questions.
Um,
Close and wrap up and get the cut sign.
okay, prosperity. The good, the positive, the happy, the blessed, and the blessings.
Love that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, tonight's conversation is a reminder that prosperity isn't just about what we build, it's about what we help others experience. For 40 years, Dream Connection has proven that joy still has a place even in the hardest seasons, and that community can carry families further than they could alone. If this conversation resonated with you, I encourage you to learn more about Dream Connection, their upcoming 40th anniversary celebration, and the ways you can support and get involved. We'll have links available online and across your social channels. You can also visit thedreamconnection.org. If you missed any part of tonight's show, the replay will be available on YouTube and all your favorite podcast platforms. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. We've got a full lineup ahead with our expanded format, daily dose of prosperity, with more conversations designed to help you grow, not just financially, but personally and purposefully. Next week's episode, stay tuned. We got Representative Monty Fritz, who's running for governor of Tennessee, will be here live in the studio next Friday. Until next time, stay faithful, stay fearless, and remember, freedom lives where faith and action meet. The lounge is always open, and so is your next breakthrough. This is the Prosperity Lounge. Thank you, everybody. Hopefully, everybody had a great time here. Any other quick questions for Denise while she's here? We're still live on YouTube. We're off the radio right now. We're still having fun. Stay on a few minutes after, just in case people waddle in with questions. We had a good chat today. It looks like we were talking about pizza for dinner.
Ooh,
Sounds like a good idea.
that does sound like a good idea.
Pizza for dinner. Thank you, Emmy, for moderating. Thank you, Nash, for moderating the chat. Thank you to everybody else who's been in here. Thanks, Praise on here. Thanks, Trisha Good. Thanks, Judy. Thanks, Emmy. Thanks to who else was in here tonight? Jessica, thank you for joining us. Thank you to whatever your name is, Kev Dog. No, that's Vance in there. That was some fun. Appreciate you all for being here. And until next time, we're going to sign off. See you guys all on Monday for our next episode with our podcast series with Jay Setchell. Jay is a 73-year-old veteran who died 3 times. That's what he told me. He has a great story about it. So you're going to hear what he's been doing and how he's been living his life. Next Wednesday, we have another episode of the podcast with Steve Israel Cardania. They run a organization about implementing the right culture into your business. And the next Friday, we have Representative Bonnie Fritz here live in studio. So that should be fun. Bring your questions for that one. We're going to stay non-political as possible. I hate talking politics. I talk about it enough. I don't want to talk about it on the radio.
Mhm.
So we'll keep it how it is. Nighty night, everybody. Make sure you subscribe if you're here. We'll be live at some point. Thank you again, Denise, for hanging out,
Thanks for
coming
having me.
on. And I'm sure we're going to be doing some more stuff together soon.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Take care. Have a great rest of your night.